What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Today, I'm going to try out some Crustle in the Jungle Cup. Crustle is a very funny Pokemon because it has access to Rock Wrecker. If you don't know what Rock Wrecker is, it is the same exact move as Blast Burn, only a Rock-type attack, which is an incredibly efficient move. It does so much damage, but because Crustle normally is walled by Steel-type Pokemon, it's a Pokemon you don't see too often, but in this Jungle Cup meta, the only Steel types you're really going to see are Forretress and also Corviknight, which are two Pokemon that Rock Wrecker still does an insane amount of damage to. So I feel like Crustle might actually have some play here today. I'm going to pair it up with Corviknight as well as Licky Licky. I'm excited to see what this team can do. But real quick, before we get into the battles, I want to ask if you're not currently subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. Helps out quite a bit, and I'd really appreciate it. But let's get into the battles and see what Crustle can do. Alright, first opponent of the day. We got Corviknight as our lead up against a Gourgeist. Okay, not the best lead out there, but I mean, there's worse Pokemon I can see. At the very least, even my bad matchups have neutral play into it, so we'll see what they want to do. They're going to stay in for a second. They're going to go for a Seed Bomb, it looks like. But I am fine with that, because the Seed Bomb here doesn't do all that much damage. And if I desync the Switch Clocks, there's a chance I can maybe make something happen this game. Seed Bomb comes through, puts us down a little bit of HP. But we actually bait out a Pokemon that, honestly, I'm very happy to see here. It's Water Gun Lantern. Water Gun, good against Crustle. Thunderbolt, good against my Corviknight. So, yeah, I feel like we're in a good spot to see this here at the very least. With that said, this Pokemon is pretty bulky. I don't have Earthquake, so 2 Shadow Balls, not quite enough damage to knock him out. But what this should do is it should pressure them into throwing a move before I'm able to get my next Body Slam off. So we'll see what they want to do here. They're likely going to throw right about now. Yeah. I think the play for me, though, is going to be just go for a farm down here with my Corviknight. If I get energy on my Corviknight, I should be able to put in a lot of work. Oh, they Thunderbolt. Okay. I thought Surf might be thrown there, but I guess Thunderbolt makes some sense. I don't think they get another move off, at least not another Thunderbolt this game, so I can no-shield this. It looks like they do get something off here. If this is a Thunderbolt, it'll hurt a little bit more than I'd like, but I think this is only a Surf. Yeah, it's a pretty slow-charging Pokemon, right? So, luckily, they only get that against us. And now I'm going to go for a payback here. That's one of the best things about our Corviknight is while we aren't in a great spot here saying I take Incinerate damage, we can get a lot of damage off ourselves. So we actually see a no-shield. That's a lot of damage against them. And do I snipe down? I do! Okay, Gourgeist goes down with a full Seed Bomb of energy. In the back is Qwilfish. Alright. That is a little bit scary here. I threw on alignment just for fun, I guess. But that's fine, I think. I think that our Corviknight just closes out this game. They're at 5 right now. They do shield that. 6, 7, 8, 9. Wow, they let me get a second move through? Well, at that point, then I should just win this game, right? If they let this go, I think I farm down, and if they shield this, my Corviknight just closes it out. They do let that go. I think Fast Move Pressure is just going to do too much to them now. Like, for some reason, Fury Cutter's doing that much to a resisted Pokemon. Dude, let's go. All right. We got our next opponent here. Hopefully a better lead this time. Gourgeist is playable, but not the most fun thing I could see. Okay, I mean, that's also kind of fine. We see a Dunsparce, which, I mean, it does have a lot of Rock-type damage, which my Crustle wouldn't really want to see. But, I mean, it's also, like, not a bad matchup, saying non-stab, rollouts, non-stab, Rock Slides aren't the most damaging moves in the game. They're at 6, so 1 away from back-to-back Rock Slides. Payback, basically 2 shots, right? So we'll see what they want to do. They do let that go. And they throw instantly here. Alright. I feel like at this point, we are in a pretty good spot, just kind of trying to neutralize this as much as we can. But I know that Dunsparce is pretty spammy. They can outpace us here to the next move. And they throw right then. I would have loved to try to go for a catch, but I didn't want to catch just yet. I was going to catch if they did one more rollout, but it's still fine. I should get my next move off here first, and if I get a shield, honestly, I think that's the best case scenario, but I feel like they probably always let this go. Because a Dunsparce is not normally worth investing a shield into. They have done a decent amount of work into my Corviknight. Yeah, they do let that go. What's going to come in? Yeah, we're not going to give a farm down over to this. Another Gourgeist. I guess people are loving their Gourgeists here today. But I mean, even though we have a bug type in the back, it's not like we're a bug type that's actually weak to... Oh my goodness, they give us a full rollout. We're not a bug type weak to fire. And we're also not a rock type weak to grass. It's kind of funny how those typings work out together. They're back-to-back moves right now, but I mean, so am I. They're at 5 Incinerates, so I guess 3 after that Seed Bomb. So they're 1 away from the next move. I don't know if Shadow Ball quite knocks out from here. No, it doesn't, but they have to throw a move pretty quickly. Oh, is this just like a... I guess it's not the same team, but it's a very similar team to that last game. I have so much energy here. If they no-shield either of these Body Slams, they just get knocked out. Well, I mean, they don't get knocked out from here, but like they get put into farm down range. So they probably have to no-shield this one. They're at 4 right now. So we'll see what they do. They do let that go. I'll bring in Corviknight and start just getting Sand Attack damage off into them. I think I'm going to shield this up, honestly, too, because if I just save my sand attack damage, it gets so hard for them to knock us out. They're at 7, so 1 away from the next move. And I get the Air Cutter off, because, I mean, Air Cutter, one of the spammiest moves in the game. We'll see if we get a shield on this one. I mean, they kind of have to, right? There's a 1 HP Gourgeist in the back line, but I think our fast move pressure here is just going to do way too much to them. They do come in Gourgeist, but they can't even incinerate us down here, I don't think. Okay, well, I lied, but it's still fine that they do that, because I can either snipe down with 1 Fury Cutter, or if I had to take a move, I could shield that up. And now, I mean, I have a Licky. I have a Crustle that's pretty healthy. I don't think I get one shot here unless they go for a Scald, so I'm going to shield this up just to play it safe. Likely they're going to Aqua Tail us, but let's see what happens. It is Aqua Tail. We have the X's ready to go, and, I mean, they have a move ready, so if this is a Scald, and this knocks us out, you know, well played. It's just an Aqua Tail. Easy live. Although, saying that's an Aqua Tail, it doing like 80% of my HP is kind of crazy. But I'm surprised you've seen like 2 Gourgeist Quillfish teams already today. X's knocks out. Interesting game. I'm glad we were able to win that one, because honestly, I'm kind of scared of Quillfish in this meta. Alright, next opponent. We'll see. Corviknight into a Shadow Scizor? People still use this thing? Alright. I wonder if this is on Fury Cutter or Bullet Punch. I think either would kind of make some sense. It actually is Fury Cutter. Alright. I mean, that's fine by me. Clodsire. Interesting. Oh, it's on Mudshot? What is happening right now? I'm so confused. But, I mean, Mudshot Clodsire, I guess it's probably the same in this matchup. I bet they are literally the same exact matchup. With that said, that Scizor in the backline could be a little bit scary, just because it is going to be a Pokemon that can spam out a lot of damage very quickly. And if I get my Crustle into it, it's not quite as good for us. With that said, we'll see their moveset is. It is on Stone Edge. Alright. I was kind of hoping that they were not. Because if they were on Sludge Bomb and Earthquake, we just wall them. With that said, they probably would not have swapped in here if that were the case. But we'll see what they want to do still. Because, I mean, if I land a Payback here, now they're going to be in basically farm down range. So, I'll let this one through. And we'll see what happens this game. It's going to get a little bit more precarious than I like, just because of how they're playing this out. That's a nice play by them, honestly. I'm going to have to shield this up, I think. I don't want to shield a Night Slash, but I know I kind of have to. I need the Scizor to... Oh, X-Scissor? What the heck? Okay. Well, I guess now I know their moveset's probably Trailblaze X-Scissor. Kind of surprised you wouldn't be on Night Slash, but... Alright. Well, how are we going to deal with this? We actually get a shield there. That's pretty nice. And, I mean, Fury Cutters will add up, but nowhere near as much as the Bullet Punches used to. So I'm just going to go here for a Body Slam. They CMP'd us because they're absolutely crazy, but I guess you can do that if you really want. They're going to go for the X-Scissor. Makes sense. It does hurt quite a bit, but we do survive it. And now I guess we'll see if they're going to swap out at some point, because they could switch potentially right now. They let that go. That's a smart play again. Our opponent making all the reads right now. They're probably going to catch. Yeah, like, why wouldn't you catch on Clodsire? But I want Clodsire gone anyway. And that Shadow Scizor, at least at this point, is in range where I can farm them down. I didn't necessarily need to land this Body Slam into them, although I wouldn't have minded it. If they let me, I wouldn't mind swapping into Crustle, as long as it's not the Scizor coming in. What are they going to do? Okay, that is not Scizor. But this is that Peck? That might be Peck. It's so hard to tell what's happening right now. I think it's Peck, though. I mean, I'm going to shield this up, because I have to shield something this game. Alright. I think that's Peck. Yeah, that's Peck for sure. I'm going for a bait, because I need to go for this to outpace them. A Rock Wrecker would one-shot them here. At least we get the shield. Okay, that's good. Okay, and I land the Rock Wrecker. Hold on. I kind of figured they're going to catch on us there, not going to lie. I've seen them catch so many times this game and, like, just switch out. I kind of figured that was, like, a guaranteed swap. But now, I mean, I think the fast move pressure here is going to do way too much to them. They need to go for probably an X-Scissor to knock us out. And then I think a rollout plus the sand attacks will do it. Yeah, X-Scissor is enough. But I'll just go for a rollout here. Maybe just 2 rollouts. Straight up, yeah, nice. Okay, that was a closer game than it could have been. Very cool team, very spicy movesets, though. Like, that was, like, the craziest fast move on all 3 of those Pokemon they could have run. That's insane. Alright, next opponent. We'll see Corviknight into Forretress. Okay, well, we'll see what their moveset is. On Bug Bite, this is really good for us. On Volt Switch, not as much. And, I mean, they switch immediately, so likely that means they're gonna be on Bug Bite. And we'll see what moveset they throw. I wouldn't be surprised if they swap into a Furret, if that means they're on Brick Break. But if they Trailblaze this year, we have to stay in. It is Brick Break. All right. I'll go for the payback, and we'll see how much damage this can do, or maybe if we get a shield. I mean, if we land this, I think we can just come in Licky Licky. Might be a strange play to come in Licky Licky. Oh, well, okay, whatever. I'm swapping to my Crustle. Because at this point, it's not like Rock Wrecker wouldn't do a ton of damage to that Forretress, right? And I can reset my debuff by doing this that I had on my Corviknight. With that said, now they can debuff my Crustle, which is also not amazing. Okay, I mean, it's not like they want to take Rock Wreckers here anyway, right? We're at back-to-back, so they're going to have to take at least one, probably two. Let's see if they want to shield, I guess. They shield the first, but you'll never guess what's coming now. Crustle is so quick, and Rock Wrecker, if you didn't know, is a Blast Burn clone, just as strong as Charizard's signature move, so yeah, you can see that does a lot of damage. That puts him into Air Cutter range. And now I have 2 shields. With that said, I have 2 shields on, like, 2 of the bulkiest Pokemon I could imagine trying to use, so I don't know how much help that's gonna be. But I guess I'm gonna shield something this game. I think I have to shield something. I'm gonna go for a little bit of an overfarm here, and I think Air Cutter might not be quite enough to knock out from this range, but it should at least put them into Sand Attack or Roll Out downrange. We'll see what they want to do. Air Cutter... Oh, it actually does knock out. I'd love a boost, but we don't get it. Alright, I think I do survive a Brick Break here. I hope I survive it well enough, though, to be able to reach a payback, but I don't know if I will. It's non-stab. Okay. Oh, nice catch by them, actually. Onto a Wigglytuff. This game's gonna get way dicier than I'd like it to be now, then. I wish I could have knocked them out. A shield advantage on a Licky Licky would have easily just cleaned up against a Wigglytuff in the backline, but not against a Wigglytuff that, like, catches our move when there's a Furret still around in the backline that could potentially be scary. They're at 6. So they have an Icy Wind right now, which means they're just going to debuff us here. And I don't love that. But they're letting us get non-debuffed rollouts against them. I'm going to no-shield this first one. I think that's the play. I should be able to do 2 rollouts and then throw my Body Slam here. And if that knocks out, then we probably win the game. If it's not enough to knock out, then I have to shield my Licky Licky. And then if that Furret gets to another attack here, then... Oh, man, no. Wait. Why did they do that? I think they just instantly lost the game by switching. Maybe they thought I could switch into Corviknight. I think that's what they thought was going to happen. But they desynced the switch clocks. I can't quite do that yet. So I should get another Body Slam off. And then I can go for a rollout or Sand Attack down against that Wigglytuff. I think that's what's going to happen here. They'll go for the Swift. But that's fine. They shouldn't have 2. We have the next Body Slam ready to go. This knocks out the Furret. And somehow, I think we're actually going to win this one. Let's see. Body Slam gets the knockout. Wigglytuff comes in. It throws energy? Okay, I guess. I mean, they kind of had to, but by throwing energy, now there's no energy for my Corviknight. I think they had to hope they could somehow survive a rollout there. But yeah, just 2 Sand Attacks gets the knockout. What a close game. GG's. Alright, next opponent. We'll see Corviknight into Shadow Forretress. Again, if this is on Volt Switch, a little bit worse for us, but if it's on Bug Bite, which most of these are on, it makes it a lot better for us. Licky Licky in the back, alright. Or I'll go for the Air Cutter here, just to chip him down as much as we can, and then I'm going to try to go for a catch at some point on my Licky Licky. You don't get the catch, but I mean, I think that's fine. Because what we were able to do is we chip them down the equivalent of a Body Slam anyway. So we can basically always guarantee the win in this matchup, and just always try to keep some energy for if that Fortress comes back in. They're at 7, so they're at 1 now after this Body Slam, so they're 2 away from their next Body Slam here. And then 2 away from the one after that. Alright, we're at back-to-back here. Looks like they didn't CMP. And we'll see how they play this out. Okay, well, I'm fine with that. I'm honestly really happy landing a Shadow Ball rather than a Body Slam, because Shadow Ball does so much more damage than Body Slam, right? It's a much better move. And that puts him down pretty low, actually. Into the range here, where now my Corviknight probably can go for a payback and just knock them out before they can even land a Rock Tomb into us. So if I guarantee the knockout first, that means now this Fortress gets almost nothing done. And if I get a shield here, at least I can Sand Attack them into a range where just an Air Cutter could knock out. They let that go, okay. Well, Licky Licky is still around, but it's pretty low on HP, but it does have a lot of energy on it, so they could bring that in here and go for a Shadow Ball. but they're going to be close to Air Cutter range at this point, too. Togekiss comes in. Okay. I mean, I'm very fine with that. I'm outside of range where a single Auraseer knocks us out, and we have enough energy. Well, I mean, we would always have the energy for this. We can always get 2 Air Cutters off before they're going to be able to get a second Auraseer against us. They're at 9, so 1 away from back-to-back. And we get a boost. The boost might not be super important because my fast move pressure doesn't do more to Togekiss, but it's pretty nice just to do a little bit more chip damage with my next Air Cutter here. Okay. I mean, they combo play us. I guess I'll shield this up. Maybe it's a bad play, but I think it's not. Okay. We'll swap out here. We'll save the energy on our Corviknight. And I think at this point, we don't necessarily need to win this matchup. We just need to make sure Togekiss doesn't get a huge farm down against us. Okay, I'm at back-to-back body slams here. I'd be happy if they shield. I'd be happy if they no shield. We'll see how they play this out. I don't even know if that rollout knocks us out here. It's going to be close if it does. Well, they let it go anyway. So we have the body slam. We have so much energy on our Corviknight. And even though Crustle only has Fury Cutter as fast move pressure, I'm pretty sure we've chipped down the Togekiss enough, or we will have chipped down the Togekiss enough at this point, where, I mean, we'll be able to win the game just either farming them down or landing 2 more Air Cutters and an X-Scissor. Let's go. Was that a 5-0 set, by the way? That might have been to start out the day. It actually was, okay. I mean, you know, we're using the Licky Licky Corviknight core, which, I mean, that's very innovative stuff, right? But Crustle's kind of cool, too. Although, if I'm being honest, Crustle didn't do all that much work in the first set, so hopefully in the next one, it'll get a little bit more wiggle room. All right, next opponent. We'll see Corviknight into Shadow Gyarados. That is weird. That's a weird Pokemon to see. I'm going to be interested to see how this plays out. Oh, they're on Waterfall. So it's even weirder, actually. It's actually, I think, a little bit worse for us on Waterfall. As you can see, these fast moves are adding up quite a bit. Although, because they are on Waterfall, it is a little bit slower to reaching energy. But those Aqua Tails and those Waterfalls would do so much damage to my Crustle, so I think I have to make sure to whittle this down as much as I can before I get to that matchup. Alright, Air Cutter. It's a no-shield. I'm going to go for a catch attempt. It looks like we do actually catch a move. Not only did we catch, though, but we snuck a rollout, which is actually some nice chip damage to hopefully put them into Air Cutter range later on. Let's see what they switch into. Oh, big surprise. Their own Licky Licky. That is one of the best answers to Licky Licky in the game, because once you chip down a Licky Licky, the mirror matchup becomes pretty miserable. They're at 5 right now. I guess this could be an Earthquake, but likely just a Body Slam being thrown. Yeah, so they're at 2. 3. They have another Body Slam ready to go. I think I am barely outside of Body Slam range right now, but it is going to get a little bit precarious here, where I might be in Body Slam plus rollout range. They throw instantly, though. Interesting. I am, like, getting to the point, though, where I'm running out of moves to shield. But I'm going to bring in my Corviknight here. 3. I have a lot of energy right now on my Licky Licky, and landing this payback doesn't quite knock them out, but it does put them down pretty low. Wouldn't mind seeing a shield, but they do just let that move through. 4. Okay. So they're at 1, and they're, I think, 1 away from their next Body Slam, potentially. If they do Body Slam, must make sense. Ah, man, this is going to get so dicey. Because, like, I don't want to have to shield a Body Slam here, so I don't think I will. But, like, by letting this go, my HP is going to start getting so low, because they just swap into Gyarados now, right? Oh, no, they don't. They just have Bug-Bite Forretress in the backline, which unfortunately means I have ran out of moves to shield. They only need fast move pressure, and unfortunately for us, we're not going to win that one. We got our next opponent. I'm hoping this time Crustle's going to have some play. Crustle, I feel like, is such a cool Pokemon, and yet it's been kind of, you know, letting us down a little bit so far today. Shadow Piloswine's kind of scary, actually. Very offensive Pokemon. But at least we don't get hit by high horsepowers here, right? They have to go Icicle Spear. Still a very strong move, but not quite as strong as the other options it would have access to. If I had Iron Head, that would be pretty nice, but we don't. So what we're going to do is we're going to just go straight for the payback, either getting a shield or a lot of damage. And if they no shield, then at this point, that's fine. We're just going to try our best to... Man, I was hoping they were going to just play out that lead matchup there, and then I could get an energy lead on my Crustle. But they don't let us do that. Instead, they save swap the Togekiss, which I guess it's a good thing that I'm able to counter swap my Licky Licky into, but this is going to get more awkward than I'd like. I have my next move loaded. Do they throw an alignment? Because they have back-to-back attacks themselves. I get the move through first. That's good. It's going to allow us now to potentially get a shield down from them. And they will be forced into throwing energy, I think. Or they let that go. Okay. And they bring back in the Piloswine? I think that's fine. They throw energy here too. Okay, that's definitely fine. I'm kind of surprised they're playing it out this way. I hope this is Fury Cutter downrange before they get to another Icicle Spear, but I do still have my Corviknight around at low HP too. Shadow Ember Zard's kind of scary. I think an X-Scissor should be able to knock them out after the fast move pressure. So I'm not even gonna bait a Rock Wrecker, I guess. Okay, we get a shield. 10. I mean, do they Blast Burn us? I'm gonna no shield. I'm gonna hope that they go Air Cutter spam. Okay. Alright, this game's gonna get really dicey, though, because of how quick Shadow Charizard is to reaching moves. They're already 2 away from another Air Cutter after this. But these Fury Cutters are adding up. But the big problem is it is like a double resisted Fury Cutter. Is this enough? I don't even know. We get a shield. I guess that's cool. Hold on. We just win now. They try to catch, which, I mean, that's not a bad play, but that just guarantees we Rock Wrecker now. I guess somehow we win that one. Let's go. All right, we got our next opponent. We'll see Corviknight into Shadow Malamar. Well, I wish my Crustle was here, but maybe Crustle is not hard countered in the backline. I don't see a lot of Crustles in this meta, so honestly, it's a Pokemon they might not be, like, respecting all that much. We'll see, though, what they want to do. The best thing about this is my Sand attacks do actually add up here, right? However, Shadow Malamar's damage is pretty high, right? I think 2 foul plays basically knock us out, but they superpower. Okay. Kind of surprised by that play. By superpowering there, they are going to potentially let me line up my Crustle into that Malamar later on. Gotta go for a catch. We actually, I think, got it there. That's huge. Shadow Ball does so little damage to Licky Licky, it's not even funny. And landing that payback puts him into 2 Body Slam range. Alright, that's a huge catch. Now they're completely energy dry, whereas I have an energy lead into them. So, they're going to chip us down a little bit, but not anywhere near as much as they'd want. And not only that, but I am able to win CMP. Okay, well, I was going to say that, but I was also going to say, we have an Air Cutter on Corviknight, we have a full HP Crustle in the backline. I think we're looking like we're in a pretty good spot here. I wouldn't be surprised to see them switch out right now. I guess technically they could maybe have enough energy for like a Hyper Beam. I don't even know if that's the case though, but we run Shadow Ball Hyper Beam. They actually do come in Malamar. I am very fine with that. I'm very fine with that. In fact, I'm so fine with it, I'm going to undercharge this. Because now I'm just going to switch in 1 shield Fury Cutter down and try to get as much energy out of this matchup as possible. I still have an Air Cutter loaded. I still have a pretty healthy Licky Licky. They do have a Body Slam on their own Licky Licky that we have to keep in mind. But that is very fine. Because of the energy that we have here, full X's are loaded. We take almost no chip damage. If they do come in Licky Licky, I'll throw a move after 2 Fury Cutters just to not have to shield the Shadow Ball first. But if they come in their third Pokemon, I guess we'll see what it is. Well, it's a Pokemon that is a little bit scary. But we're going to go for a risky bait. Togekiss is potentially one of the best Pokemon they could have in the backline against our team right now. Did they actually catch there? Dude, those animations were so bad. I don't want to blame the animations, but I'm going to blame the animations. I couldn't even tell what was going on. I actually just couldn't tell. I think we just lose now. It was like a turn behind every single peck. So it's like I couldn't avoid a catch even if I wanted to. Yeah, now we get swept by Togekiss. I think that there's like no chance for us here. Yeah, I mean, like, I hate that so much. I hate it so much. I mean, you can rewatch the footage. I swear I'm not making this up to make myself feel better. Those pecks were like a turn behind with the animation, so you just can't tell when they're going to catch or not, and I just overthought it too much there. Alright, well, let's win this next game. I feel like we've had chances to win a lot of these games. Well, in fact, we've only lost 2 games so far, but I feel like especially this set, potentially we could have won more games than we have already. So we'll see what we can do here. Shadow Sableye Elite is a Pokemon that is honestly a little bit rare to see in this meta, but it's a pretty squishy Pokemon, right? So if I go for a payback, either I get a shield or potentially a lot of damage against them. I think the play here is to try to guarantee something out of this matchup. Dream. I would love to catch another Shadow Ball this game, but I don't know if we will or not. I might have got a little bit lucky last game catching one. We'll try again. Okay, well, that looks like a catch on a Shadow Ball, unless they Body Slam baited. But I mean, who Body Slam baits there? Who would do that? Not them. They decide to Shadow Ball a normal type. And I mean, last game, I figured when we got that playoff, that was like an instant win after that. But honestly, it wasn't. It was a little bit more awkward than I would have liked. But I mean, Licky Licky here. I think the main thing that I want to avoid is a Body Slam catch with their Sableye. So what I'm going to try to do is I'll build up enough energy here to get to back-to-back Body Slam, but I'm not going to end up throwing my next move here. There's a chance their switch clock's back up, and there's a really good chance that if it is, they just bring in Sableye right now. They don't switch out, but I mean, I'm fine building up energy here too. Because energy in this matchup will be able to be leveraged in the future. Body Slam again being thrown, we survive that. And we'll Body Slam after waiting a turn to make sure they don't catch. Do they shield them? I doubt it. I bet they let this through them. And then they come in Sableye now that I'm in range where a foul play could knock us out. Or maybe they bring in their third. No, it is the Sableye. Alright, I'll shield this up. I think this is going to be a little bit more awkward to take out than they'd want it to be if I shield this. We'll see how they play it out from here. Drain Punch. Oh boy, well, that's a cool moveset. Oh, they catch my Shadow Ball. Okay, I guess. The only issue with that is, like, now they've cleared their defense boost. And I guess I just go for another Shadow Ball here. That is an odd play. The Drain Punch, Chip and Dip. Do we get a shield? No, they let that go. I probably should have thrown before now, because now I'm letting them have the opportunity to get his shield from me. I wish that I reacted to that better. I didn't actually remember if I had an air cutter loaded or not. But I did, so that's kind of on me. They're at 9, so 1 away from their next move. I would love to see a shield here, but almost certainly they let it go, because they should survive an air cutter. But I have another move. They swap into Sableye. They're at 9 on that Togekiss, so like 1 away from their next move. Do they shield this? They might have to. If they don't, they're really just hoping at this point that they're not going to be getting farmed down. Which, honestly, that's not a bad play on their part. This game's going to get so weird. But we get a catch, and that might be make or break this game. Because if I catch this move, now Togekiss needs 2 attacks against us, I might be able to farm them down. They do Drain Punch us, though. I don't know why they Drain Punch in that spot, because don't they want the raw damage of a foul play? Unless they're not running foul play for some reason. And I shouldn't get one-shot by a move here. Even if they're on Ancient Power, which is their only super effective attack, I should still survive that. Orisphere comes through. I think they're 4 away from the next. And they're so low on HP. Even doing 1 damage per turn, that's all it takes. We knock out the Togekiss and we get the win. Next opponent. I think we're 2-2 in this set. Hopefully I can win this one, get that decisive game number 5 win. We see a Togekiss in the lead. And this is one of those matchups that, I mean, I'm fine into, I guess. But, like, it's not amazing. We try to go for a catch, doesn't quite work. But I have so much energy on my Corviknight at this point. They're at 6, so back-to-back Body Slams. If I caught that Shadow Ball, if I got a third Shadow Ball catch this game, or this set, I would have been so happy. With that said, we're still in a very playable spot. Sand Attack chip damage, while it's not doing, too much here, it does about as much as, like, a Body Slam would have done. So, surely we're still in a very playable position here. Yeah, third Body Slam being thrown, which means they're on their 2 cycle now. So they're actually pretty close to their next attack here. Throw 1 Body Slam, then I'll do 1 more rollout and throw the next. Try to CMP them. I don't know if I win CMP or not, but if I lose CMP, that's fine. At least they're completely energy dry after that anyway. Looks like they did CMP, and we do win CMP here. A little bit of a risk on our end, but I think it was the right call. But I guess the real question is, do I ever shield this Body Slam, actually? I mean, I could. but I don't think it's all that worth it. I think the better play is going for a full farm down now with my Crustle. They should be energy dry, so 4 rollouts away from a Shadow Ball here. If they get a move off after 3, that's only a Body Slam. But that is going to be a little bit of chip damage that I wouldn't want to take. But it's only a Body Slam, so surely we're still fine. And surely they didn't swap out of that lead matchup because they had like a Ufisk in the backline that just destroys our Corviknight. They wouldn't do that. There's no way. They're thinking, I guess, what are they going to bring in? It's probably Togekiss, right? I mean, whoa, it's not? Pangoro comes in instead. Okay. I mean, Pangoro's a very playable Pokemon to see in the backline. Although it is a very spammy Pokemon that could have, like, Rock Slide potentially, too. Okay. I mean, I have so much energy here that I think it's fine being in this matchup. What do we do, though? I would love to see an instant boost. If I get a boost early on, then that should mean that I could, like, easily 3-shot. I don't get a boost on the first. This game's gonna be so weird, though. When do I shield and where do I shield? Alright, we're at the next Air Cutter already. Please boost on this one to guarantee the next one knocks out. But honestly, if they no-shield the next one anyway, I might still be in a good spot. Alright, we land the move. That's good. Just barely before the next Aura Sphere. We do get the shield there, makes sense. They kind of have to shield something. And, like, I finally get a boost. I think I just shield. I think that's the play. And I make sure that I throw my move before they get their next Aura Sphere off. And now, hopefully, we're in a good position to win this. We'll see, we'll see. I am a little bit scared of that Pangoro in the backline. It could potentially still put in some work here. But I got a double boost on my Corviknight, so now I think if I shield this, even my fast attack pressure could be potentially threatening to them. They have to switch out now. Yeah. And they throw a Night Slash. I should have maybe gone for a catch here on my Crustle. This game's gonna get really down to the wire. I don't know if I outpace that Togekiss or not. We'll see. And, like, wouldn't X-Scissor even knock them out from this range? I honestly don't think it does, actually. I think they might just have us here. I get the move off, but how much does a double resisted X-Scissor do to a Togekiss? I know it's a squishy Pokemon, but there's no way. There is a way, it just knocks out. Crustle, okay, actually popping off in the backline. They're somehow coming back from that one. Alright, GG's. I mean, very close games. Crustle honestly didn't do as much as I would have liked. I would have liked to see a couple more Rock Wreckers land, but it was good enough. It's a generalist, I suppose. It put in the work, and it was able to get a 3-2, so we shall take it. Honestly, I'm a little bit disappointed in the lack of Rock Wreckers we landed today. I know that Crustle is a very cool Pokemon, and it did have some good matchups here today, but honestly, a lot of the time, it was just kind of as good as any other Pokemon could have been, so maybe in the future I'll have to try it out again. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.